And I'll never forget the first experience I got was a agent out in California, in Anaheim. I'll never forget it. He's like, bro, we were talking about Listing Booster, property websites and property reports and all that stuff. And he's like, hey man, I want to talk about your TV thing because it literally won me a listing a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, really? Okay, that's cool. How did that happen? And he's like, man, I was on a listing appointment, and he's like, I thought I had it, I kind of thought I had it in the bag, it was a referral. But then the guy started really like picking at me, like, what are you gonna, he's like, hey, I'm already interviewing other people too, but quickly tell me what you're gonna do that maybe they're not. And he's like, I noticed the guy had a Roku remote. And my loan officer had just hooked me up with MoveTube about, just a couple weeks ago. So he goes, so I didn't know much about anything except I knew that my listings would go on that Roku. So, and I remember the name MoveTube. So he goes, hey man, well, I'm gonna show you one thing I'm gonna do for you. I see you got a Roku. And he goes, yeah. He goes, do you stream TV? And he goes, yeah, of course. He's like, I'm gonna feature your property on your streaming TV. And the guy goes, what? Really? How does that work? And he goes, turn on your TV. Let me show you. And he did what I just showed you guys. He went in there, just did that. He just searched real estate. And he's like, see that first channel right there? That's called MoveTube. Check that out. He's like, man, I installed that for that guy. And he immediately like, oh my God, I didn't know this existed. He's like, that is so cool. And he started playing with it, so he didn't want to set it down. He's like, the guy didn't want to set it down. He's all checking out properties. He goes, well, so how did you know about this? He goes, well, I'm just tell you this, I'm ahead of the curve, man. I know where the trends are going. The trends are everything's going to streaming TV. And he's like, and he said the guy was so impressed with that. He goes, I tell you what, man. He goes, yeah, you're the kind of guy I want to work with. And he's like, that nailed it. And then we started hearing that over and over and over again. I mean, Frank here on the call, he's even got a funny story. Something, with his wife, same thing. They very, very similar story. It's very funny. There's a video on YouTube. She got outfoldered. They showed up to a listing appointment, and Brenda's her name, and Frank's there, and they see that same kind of thing. It was a referral. They thought they had it in the bag, but then they noticed this the most awesome, like heavenly folder on the table.
It was so nice. Yeah.
It was so nice. And
we had a little manila, my wife, we thought we had this in the bag. And then, so my wife's got the little Staples manila folder with the ruffled edges, just a couple of comps in there. And there's this glorious other agent. Yeah. He's like, well, we are interviewing other agents. So what you got? And I said, listen, man. And I noticed he had a Roku TV too, just like the other guy. I noticed he had a Roku TV, he had college football playing, big TV too. And I said, is that a Roku TV? He goes, yeah. I go, can I show you something? He goes, sure. I swear to you guys, you could get MoveTube loaded on a Roku TV or an Amazon or Apple, whatever. You can get them loaded. You can get MoveTube loaded on those devices in about 17 seconds, which is all it took, right? Boom, boom, boom. It was there. He was moving from California to Denver, Colorado. I go, oh, you moving to Denver? He goes, yeah. And I brought up Denver, all these listings. I'm going, yeah, so you can search properties here on your TV from your couch. He goes, whoa, 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 whoa. He goes, what is this? I go, yeah, this is MoveTube, man. And he goes, this is freaking awesome. I go, I know. I said, yeah. He goes, my wife's going to love this thing. I go, yeah. Well, I said, listen, I said, all things otherwise being equal, man, you're talking to my wife and her assistant. You've talked to another agent. You're going to talk to another one. Everybody's going to do the same thing. You're going to go into the MLS. You're going to get on Zillow. You're going to get on realtor.com. There's going to be a sign in the lawn. There's going to be postcards that go out. There's going to be email blasts, social media marketing, open houses, talking to the board breakfast, to the realtors about the listing, doing tours. All these things are going to happen. I said, with everybody. I said, but if you list with these girls, your house is going to get on this TV channel here, and it's going to go to the front of the property search with its own little custom video. They got that listing. And I'm going to tell you this, Kevin, because I've been on more than one listing appointment with my wife. So MoveTube comes with, when you become a MoveTube agent, it comes with a flyer that you put in your folder, your listing presentation folder, which is what most agents take when they know the seller is going to be talking to more than one agent, right? If it's not a family member, it's not just a done deal. You're usually toting a folder with you that's got some information. This little flyer that you get instantly with MoveTube says, list with me, I get your home on TV, shows people around a TV, looking at listings, what you're seeing on the screen right now. Anytime that I've been on a listing presentation with my wife, where we've brought out that folder, right? Every single time, it's always something like this. What is that now? The seller, right? What is it? Really? TV? How do I see it on my TV? This is cool. Every single time. There's never been one instant where they went like, oh, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. Never. It's always like, what is that? That is awesome. How do I see it on my TV? And on the flyer, there's a QR code where they can scan it, and it brings in a YouTube video where they can learn how to add it to their streaming device. And they all have a streaming device. I've talked to some real estate agents like, I don't have that. And what are people not? Well, you don't, but 250 million other people do. Okay. And they're there. And most people do have a streaming device and they like it. Everybody loves their streaming devices. Once you become a fan of a streaming device, like you always say, Kevin, it's just, you kind of get addicted to them and you're very familiar with them and comfortable with them. And when a seller, who's interviewing more than one agent learns about MoveTube, all I got to tell you is they want to be on it, period. And so MoveTube is really, it's a listing conversion tool for real estate agents. When you're on a listing appointment where that seller is going to be talking to more than one agent, you'll win it. You'll win it with this. And it's awesome. It's always been nothing but a great experience for me. And we've talked to many agents who say the same thing.